Hi, I'm Matthew Gaetano. I'm the principal of MIS, and I'm here with some of our alumni from our earliest graduating classes of 2019 and 2020. So thank you for joining us, and I'd like you to take some time to introduce yourself, tell us when you graduated and where you went to university.
Hi, I'm Logani Bangun. So I graduated MIS in 2019. I went to university at the University of Toronto. I graduated last year, double majoring in political science and human resources.
Hi, I'm Maybelline Norimba. I'm a 2020 MIS graduate, and I graduated my bachelor's last year, majoring in food science from the University of Melbourne, and currently doing my Master's of Marketing in RMIT.
Hi, my name is Angeline Lee. I'm an MIS graduate of 2020, and I went to university at University College London, majoring in Bachelor of Science, Nutrition and Medical Sciences.
Thanks. All of you came from different schools in Maidan. So why did you decide to join MIS, and how is it different from your previous schools?
I decided to join MIS when I was in 8th grade. I realized that, well, at the first glance, I noticed that my friends from MIS spoke very good English for a Medan standard. And when I came in here too, I felt like it is a very different, constructive environment that I can grow in and be a better version of myself, and in the future too. So,
for me, I only spent 2 years in MIS, and Angeline managed to convince my dad for me to move here. So that's a little of backstory. Also, I think so. We came from the same. Primary school. Primary secondary school. So I spent almost my entire school life on my previous school. I think it was just not up to my standards and also my parents' standards. That's why I moved here. And also, my dad saw Angeline like thriving, and like her English is crazy, and mine it's nothing. I think mine was Singlish, so I think that was why my dad moved me here, and I was also convinced. Yeah.
So I went to MIS in grade 7. My previous school, a few of us moved to MIS, so it eased the transition into the school. But the reasoning behind why I wanted to go to MIS specifically was because when I was entering middle school, I realized, you know what, I'm going to go abroad. I don't care what happens, I'm going to go abroad. So this is the best option to do that. Here is the best option to do that. And I was quite fascinated by the IB program and what it had to offer. So you know what, I already had friends, let me try it out.
Good. Did you have any challenges adapting to a new school, and how did you overcome them?
Well, it was fairly easy because I had friends here already, but I needed some adjustments when it came to my discipline. I had teachers tell me, you know what, like, here are the homeworks, here are the due dates, and you need to like get right on it, you know. And to be fair, there were some occasions, you know this fairly well, I was pretty much late every day to school, you know, but after a few talks with the principal and a few of my teachers, you know what, if you want to get your life straight, you have to like be disciplined about it, which took me quite a while, but like it set the standard for me moving forward then on out.
I think it's a pretty big change for me, because I think I did 12 years of IGCSE and O-level, and over there we weren't strong in like writing essays or reading books. So it's purely just exams, just memorize and exams. So when I first came to MIS, I knew that IB was a hard curriculum, and but I would tell myself that it's not gonna be that hard because the teachers are really, really supportive, and they really are. And big shout out to Mr. Kitchens for teaching me writing good essays that I actually use in my university, even as things as simple as emails. It really helped me, and I think reading books. So it was quite a hard transition, but I think as long as you work hard for it and you have a supportive environment, I think everything will go really well. Yeah.
As for me, I moved when I was in 8th grade, so I was still doing MYP. It was not a very huge transition as having to move during diploma program years. However, I do realize that I spoke in a very different accent. That I think it was harder to transition at first, but everyone here, my friends, my teachers, everyone made sure that I had a good time transitioning, and that they are very supportive. They were there for me every step of the way. However, the curriculum was a little bit different as we also progressed to the diploma program. I think it was a more major change to jump from what I was used to MYP and then diploma program, rather than going from diploma program to university. So everything was laid out here in MIS. I was used to a lot of programs. I was used to a lot of systems that I ended up using as well in university, and that made the transition so much easier, even though it was abroad and really far away from home.
So my next question is about university preparedness. When you left and entered, you all went to very high-rated universities with very bright students from around the world. Did you feel prepared for your university programs?
It was a transition, moving abroad, but having been friends with people from all over the world in this school ever since I was very young have helped me develop a sense of belonging everywhere I go, which is a very good. It's a very good trait to have as an international student going abroad, and it made it easier too that the curriculum here matched up with what I learned at school in the UK. I took medical sciences, so that must have been very hard to transition to if I didn't have a good biology teacher, if I didn't have a good chemistry teacher, and if I didn't have good English. So again, shout out to all of our teachers, Mr. Ski, Mr. McGuire, Mr. Kitchens, and a lot of others that we can't fit into the video, but we know you were always there, and thank you.
I agree on that about like having diverse friends here, but I cannot stress enough with how we are taught here, and like I said before, the essays, emails, and like they want us to work hard and to be the best version of ourselves, and they know how good we could be, but sometimes we just don't see that, and they always push us more, like better than what we think we could be, So I think what I learned 2 years, the important things that I learned from here to bring it on to my university is more to the academics of how it helped me with all my writing, speaking, and everything else that my 12 years previous high school did not really build on. Yeah.
So I was here for about 6 years, more or less. It prepared me really well. Connecting the dots from like 7th grade all the way to like 12th grade when I graduated, there's probably like two things that I always remember, which really prepared me. It's being concise, right, with my writing. Because when I ended up at university, me taking a social science degree, I needed to be very concise, succinct with all my words. And I learned that through a period of 6 years with many teachers. When I came in, I wrote really, really long essays, like trying to express one thing with 3 sentences, right? So that prepared me really well. And another part is being really open-minded and enthusiastic about new experiences, right? Just try new things. A few teachers taught me that throughout my years at MIS. So try everything, right? Question everything, try everything. Maybe you'll learn to love something, a new subject, if you just try it out. Yeah.
So that leads into my next question. The IB has this international focus. So how did that change your worldview or shape your worldview that you have today?
I think me taking on political science as my degree, I needed to have a global / worldview and understand that people come with their cultural differences, appreciating other people's cultural differences. I think the IB really prepared me to meet new types of people from all kinds of backgrounds. Even at MIS, it was very apparent coming from their cultural backgrounds. But yeah, that part of IB really helped me well.
I think during the first year of my university, it was online. It helped me understand and, like Logani said before, appreciate people's culture and also understanding where they come from and to not say the wrong things and to be friends with almost everyone. So I think it made the process of meeting new people and making new friends much easier for me.
I do agree with their points, and if I were to raise another point, it would be that it made me, the whole international global perspective made me less gullible to a lot of things. So I did develop this kind of filter in my head also to not only look at problems or things just the way it is, but to dig deeper into the critical side of breaking down a problem to find a solution. That is one, and another thing is that when these things do happen, we as people who grew up in this international school with an international baccalaureate degree, we tend to focus on fixing things in a global scale and not only in a localized position. We all do have, a lot of us do hope to come back and make a difference for our city, our country, and also the world. So you're raising people with big dreams here.
Okay, outside of academics, were you involved in any programs at MIS?
I'm trying to rethink. It's been a while. Maybe I'll pass on the mic first.
Yeah.
Okay, so there were a few, but it was mostly things related to sport. I was really interested in that back then. So basketball and swimming and basically sports in general, right? I think that really made me appreciate doing other things outside of the academics, make me more of a well-rounded person, taking on hobbies, discovering new things, meeting new people, especially in university and later on in life, like I'm doing right now. It's, when it comes to like team sports, it's all about the goal. One goal, it's to win as a team, right? So whatever cultural backgrounds we may have, wherever we may come from, the goal is to be together, winning the right way.
I think we did a bit of volunteering. Angelina and I did that one, but it's a part of our cast. But I think it's important that we could have good time management early on from now, because during university you would be juggling a lot of things. And I think like outside of school we did volunteering, we made time to drive out and teach kids. I think it was English, math, and just a bit of arts. And sometimes during weekends we would take out our having fun time to go spend time with them. And yeah, I think we wanted to have a really good time management early on, just to help us with university and later on in life.
I couldn't agree more. We practically did everything together. We represented 100% of our cohort. And during that time, we did a lot of CAS projects. So it was a part of the IB diploma program, where you have to do a creativity act, an activity act, and a service act. And we did reach out to the community quite a lot during that time. And we had a lot of fun, as well as we grew a lot just by helping other people. And this also extends to after we graduated. So during the COVID year, a lot of schools didn't proceed with education, and we actually managed to do another volunteering. We taught more kids during COVID, and this is like a character that builds up over time, and it's just nice to see that it has progressed to time after school years. Yeah.
One of the big critiques of MIS is that the school is too small. What was it like being in a small school? How would you describe the social dynamics between the students at a small school?
I'd say there are pros and cons. The pros, should I start with the cons? Well, I get that the tiny con would be that the school is very small. It is true. Your friends leave after school years. They are international. But what we don't realize is that the tighter a community, the smaller a community is, the tighter they would be. Wherever I go now, everywhere in the world, my dad always jokes about it as, you always have a place to live. Why? Because I have friends everywhere, all over the world, and we are still in touch. Just a recent year, I was looking for a master's in the States, and these guys, some of the guys in the grade above me, so we weren't even in the same cohort. They helped me out. We went on a road trip together, and this was 4 years after our graduation, after we stopped attending school together, and we are still very tight. We all keep in touch, and it's just very great to see. You don't see that a lot. When it comes to high school friends, they drift apart, but so far, we're good. so far.
So I've experienced being in a really big school, and I feel like MIS is like a family, and one thing that's really different from big schools and MIS is that everyone cares for one another, and it's not only like, oh, you're a student, and oh, you're just my senior, you're my junior. I feel like here almost everyone is like caring for like everyone else, and if something happens to this person, everyone looks after them, so no one's left out. And even with the teachers, I sometimes feel like they're my parents because since there's only the two of us, so I felt like we were very, very close. And I think it's not something that you can find somewhere else. Even during university, it's way bigger, and you won't know everyone. But here you know everyone, and you still keep in touch. Yep. And sometimes we could catch up, and wherever you go, you always still have a friend, and it's always your MIS friends.
I mean, it's a very good point you're bringing up. When it comes to like friends, it's lifelong, right? We're a very small school, but at the same time, we're fairly inclusive to everyone. So whatever background you come from, whatever your ideas, wherever you want to go, we're still going to see each other, you know? Because we come from a very small school, it feels like family. But another part that I feel is very important that answers all the critiques is the level of focus that teachers give to students. Because I can still remember the day back in 12th grade when I was thinking about going to university, going to my university advisor, also the DP coordinator, and I thought, you know what, it's only about the kids who really want to go to all the top-rated academic schools. But no, the teachers put in the time to actually talk to everyone one-on-one, right? So I had friends who were not really even thinking about universities, but the DP coordinator took his time to actually talk to him about what are you going to do with life, right? Let me help you out. We're going to do this together. And I think that's very, very important because you make a certain level of connection that otherwise you wouldn't have had if you went to a bigger school. Because for the most part, bigger schools only focus on people who are academically inclined and not necessarily everyone else, right? So I think that answers the critiques for the most part. Yeah.
And all of you attended large universities. Was there any downside to coming from a small school with your transition, or were you able to easily just adapt to a large university?
It certainly helped that I was more extroverted than the regular person. But knowing that I came from a fairly small school, I felt the need to like make more friends. You know, I already come from a small school. And then when I went to Canada to do my undergraduates, it is a very big school. So I wanted to see people from a diverse background. So it really helped because at MIS they taught me, like, you know what, meet new people. It's not only people within the school. We took time to like help people, like they said earlier about all these CAS projects that we did, seeing people from other socioeconomic backgrounds, cultural backgrounds. So I wanted to go out there and actually see for myself how I would fare at a very big school, right? With all these different characters, navigating how it is, which group I'm going to grow close to.
I think for me, MIS shaped me because previously I was a very quiet person, and I would say I'm an introverted person. And maybe after 2 years in MIS, I grew to become someone who wants to start the conversations first. And I think that's like small steps, but it helped me transition to university. Because especially when my first year in my undergraduate, it was COVID and everything was online. No one is going to reach out to you except if you reach out to them or if you want to go into their community. So I did that because people in MIS taught me to, like, don't be scared of people. Just approach them, ask them if you want to know something. Just go and talk to them. Like, don't be scared because no one's going to judge you here. So just talk to them and be yourself. So I think that helped me a lot in university. So I wouldn't say it was a hard transition for me because MIS shaped me to be someone much better than I was before. So I think it really helped me.
As for me, I did go to a fairly big university, but what's even bigger is that UCL is located in London. So the amount of people there's a massive population, a lot of backgrounds, a lot of different types of people. And what I really appreciated from my time at MIS was my ability to be able to filter out what kind of people I want to be friends with. Okay, I wouldn't put friends, but I wanted what kind of people I want to surround myself with, because that might look like a fairly simple thing, and you don't really, it's often overlooked, but it's very important, especially if you go out there without your families. You really have to be selective of the people you surround yourself with. And being surrounded with very constructive people, very supportive, very kind people throughout my time at MIS, it gave me a very high standard of the people I choose to have in my life.
Thank you. Can you spend a little bit of time just talking about your current pursuits and what you're doing now that you've all graduated from university? I know we heard about grad school, but just talk a little bit about what your plans are now.
Oh, whoa, okay. So right out of graduation from university, I decided on starting my own company. So basically my own startup. So I'm trying to bootstrap internet ventures that focus on HR problems that companies are facing. So creating software as a service for companies to deal with their people and organizational developments, partly recruitment and those sort of stuff. I realized right out of graduation that I needed to do something meaningful, at least in my view. So the biggest impact that I could have is by starting my own company. So that's what I am doing right now. That's my current pursuit.
For me, I'm currently doing my Master's of Marketing, and I've always wanted to do an undergrad in science and then a Master's in business. And so I decided to go to marketing because I think marketing it triggers your creativity and you could go to a lot of places. But at the end of the day, I would want to focus on fast-moving consumer goods or food, something that's related to my undergrad, which is food science. So I want to merge combine food science and business together. So what I'm doing now, I've got 1 year left for my master's. I'm also doing an intern in Indo-Food in Australia and New Zealand. And after graduating, I'm starting to look for jobs now, for full-time jobs after I graduate. So I would probably spend 2 years of working full-time in Australia. May not be Melbourne, could be in Sydney. We never know. Not closing the doors. And then I would come back to Indonesia and help Indonesia. So I would not leave Indonesia. And I'm thinking of starting my own company, which focuses on food with the raw materials that Indonesia have, because we're very rich in our raw materials. So I just want to improve Indonesia's fast-moving consumer goods sector. Yep.
As for me, I took a bachelor's in nutrition and medical sciences, and as for now, I am looking to apply for further studies in a master's program, not closing the doors to PhDs as well, but currently I am just looking for experiences, working with clients, working with patients in the side of nutrition, where I have been working with groups of patients living with cancer, patients, pediatric patients living with cancer as well, and it had shaped me into more and more into the person, and it had introduced me to the things that I've been wanting to do, which is to serve these populations. And I just hope that my further studies would aid me in achieving that dream.
Good. So I'll just wrap it up. Are there any last comments or something I didn't ask or something you'd like to add, or any shout outs to any teachers? You made a few already, but any final comments?
Okay. Our senior.
Yeah. Look up to you.
Throughout my years at MIS, it's looking back, it's about the people. So I took the time to also not only talk to teachers, other students, but also the community at large. So even other parents, I mingled with fairly well, and that has shaped me to become the person that I am today. And a large part of it can be attributed to like a few teachers. I mean, I would like to give a shout out specifically to Mr. Kitchens. We love him, right? Yeah. So before I think he realized my potential in political science even before I even thought of it. I was always business. This is what I'm going to take for my major, and then which is a good major to take, you know, because like I think 4 of my friends on my graduating class took business for the undergraduate, but he took the time to like explain to me how I should play to my strengths, and he noticed things within me and within other students that we may have otherwise not noticed of ourselves. So he took the time to explain how important it is to also look for new experiences. I mean, it's fairly easy because he went for a philosophy degree for his undergraduate, you know. So my wanting to look to other majors, study everything, you know, especially in the social sciences, inquire different subjects, different principles, frameworks, and everything stems from his teachings back then. And also shout out to other teachers as well that I have not mentioned, but also special shout out to Pak Dolata. He's a school favorite, I think, for all the kids. I think throughout my years, I realized that you can actually make real connection to a teacher, with a teacher, thanks to him. I still can remember those times after school after the bell rings at 2:30, and then we're still at school at 5, right? He took the time to like talk to us about not only about academic stuff, but also our personal life, you know? And it opened the idea that, you know what, teachers aren't only there to teach you, they are educators who facilitate your academic pursuits, but are also there to help you with your personal life and other endeavors. So thanks to him, and also thanks to other teachers, we are the people that we are today. And I think at MIS, you can be fairly sure that if you come to MIS, you're going to have a good time, even though it's a small school, but everybody feels like it's a community. It feels like a family, and all the teachers are going to take their time with you, work with you, do whatever it takes to like help you thrive.
Okay, that was a really good one. So before coming to MIS, I wasn't at my best academically, just being very honest here. Because I think that not only the teachers, but also my environment back then wasn't very supportive. And teachers don't really come to you and like, why are you failing this class? Or why did your marks drop? All they have to do is mark your papers and give it out to your parents. So ever since I come to MIS, I didn't have like high hopes, because I thought, oh, okay, it's just moving schools. Okay, it's me. I have to work hard. Maybe for some people, 2 years wouldn't do much. 2 years is fast. It wouldn't change a person, but it did change me. During my 2 years here, I wouldn't say it's only because I worked really hard, because it's my last 2 years before university, but it was also because of the teachers, the friends I am with, Angeline, and also like all of the other students here. So they really put all of their hearts, especially to the teachers. They put everything they have to us. They teach me. Sometimes I feel bad that I don't know something, but I know they wouldn't be upset. And they've told me before that if you don't know something, just come up to us and always ask. It's fine. We're not here to judge, or we won't be upset if you don't understand. And I think I did spend a lot of my time, like really spend time with the teachers instead of going outside and mingle with my friends. So we would sometimes during recess, we would go into the class earlier to eat with our teachers, just because we feel like they're more than teachers. They're like our friends, our families, who teach us more than like general knowledge, like let's say maths or English. But they really teach you like, okay, in life, what's next? You're gonna face this during university, so you have to be ready for this and everything else. So I feel like MIS, I will recommend to people, like, come to MIS. Although it's a small school, but you will feel the difference. Like, you will come out and be a different person if you put effort to yourself too. If you let the teachers and your friends in, and it will change you. Yep.
Wow, very powerful messages. Sets off a high bar. But what I'm going to say is that I can't stress it more, that MIS is a family. It is more than just a school. We used to call our teachers moms and dads. They are our role models. They teach us so much more, not only about academic stuff, but also they teach us about life. And my friends too, if I were to extend gratitude, I would extend it to teachers and my friends, my seniors, my juniors. They taught me how to be a person, a role model, a follower, a leader, everything at once. I was like an older sibling to my juniors, and I was like a younger sibling to my seniors. We were both at a graduating class before, and it was, at the time, it felt like a lot of pressure because everyone else in the school are looking up to us, and there were just the two of us, so we need to make a good example. But from there, I realized the greatness of a small school, how wholesome, how impactful it is to grow up in one. And thanks to the people, thanks to parents, teachers, students, staff, and everyone the school is filled with, because it wouldn't be the same without you. And which is why I would actually recommend the school too. It made me grow. It made a lot of my friends grow. Every one of my friends grow, and I can't wait to see what it would do for you.
Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming in, speaking about your experiences, and I'm so proud of everything you've gone on to achieve, and I know you'll keep achieving, and I look forward to hearing about your future achievements and what happens to you in life, and maybe someday your children will go to MIS.
I told my friends that.
Thank you.
I am going to send my kids here. They all knew.
You will experience more at MIS. See you.